Russia impressive start to the World Cup ended yesterday as they had a man sent off and they were easily beaten by Uruguay. We also watched as Portugal managed to draw 1-1 against Iran. We also watched as Spain drew 2-2 against Morocco. My name is Emmanuel Kurada and you are here on your World Cup special. And to join me in the studio talking about all things football is Simeon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and I'm
Tell
glad
me
to be
about your
again.
highlights in yesterday's games.
My highlight from yesterday match is actually a repeat of what we've been talking about from the beginning of this tournament. The 5-minute loss of focus. We see it happening in the game within Spain as well. We see it happening in the game with Portugal as
Yeah.
well. And same thing also happened during the Egypt and
And the
Saudi Arabia
yeah.
again. So
So yeah, tell me about the performance of Morocco yesterday because in the tournament they were the first African team to lose their first opening match and then coming back in the last match, knowing already that they're out of the tournament and putting in a performance that they put yesterday. What is happening to these teams?
now, I don't know if you remember after the second match, we spoke about Morocco and Iran.
Yeah.
That if they put in the same performance that they put in the second match,
Yeah.
they're definitely going to beat Spain and Portugal. And they really showed that quality yesterday.
Oh, wow. And we also watch how Iran, one thing that surprised me, one match that surprised me so much yesterday was Iran. And like we've been complaining a lot here about VAR, which is a video assistant referee in this tournament. We see that yesterday in Portugal versus Iran. What do you have to say about the VAR yesterday?
Yeah, I think for the penalty that he gave to Portugal, I think the VR is correct.
How about the penalty given to the Iranian side?
No, it's also correct because it's an handball. So
Okay, I have my reservations about the VAR anyway, and we saw Cristiano Ronaldo was showing a yellow card instead of a red
Red
card
card.
in that match. Was that a right decision for you?
No, it wasn't a right decision, but sometimes maybe referee just decide to do that on his own accord. So I don't think it's something that we can kill anyone for.
Oh, wow. Okay, like we say here on this show, is a show where we'll be going to be bringing every opportunity missed, every opportunity utilized in Russia 2018. So yesterday we saw a lot of opportunities missed. One particular one that a lot of people are talking about is Cristiano Ronaldo missing the penalty against Iran. I mean, what happened to Cristiano Ronaldo?
That proved to us, we soccer fans, that it can happen from anybody. Because when Messi lost the penalty in the first match, we all thought, it can't happen to Ronaldo because Ronaldo scored the goal. So now
Yeah,
this proves to us that anyone can.
But one will argue, though, that, I mean, he has scored 4 goals in the tournament yesterday. He missed the penalty. So I think his own is better than Messi in a way. Though we're not going to compare the two of them. But that match yesterday, I saw a lot of positivity from the Iranian side. Those guys played very well.
Yeah, from the second match against Spain, we saw the desire, we saw the determination for them to go ahead in this tournament. But it's just that maybe miss of chances and the loss of focus at the end of the match is what really caused them this tournament.
No, but they drew. They drew the first goal, which was a
They would have
spectacular
beaten
goal
Spain
from.
if they have taken their advantage against Spain.
right,
So by
right.
now they could have qualified not even at the third match because they won Morocco in the first game, so they could have beaten Spain. We could have
Or
made them
even
6
draw
points.
against Spain and then
Spain.
draw yesterday.
Yesterday
and
as
then they
well.
would have stand a chance.
A chance to qualify.
All right. Okay, then we're talking about the Iranian side. They put in a performance that a lot of people were not expecting them to play the way they did. And one thing that stood out for me in that match was a goal scored by a 34-year-old Quaresma, Ricardo Quaresma. That was out of this world, scoring from outside of his foot. And it's something he has been doing a lot of times. Though not often, though, but he has been doing it. We know him for doing that. And what do you have to say about a performance from somebody who's 34 years old?
I believe soccer is not about age sometimes. It's just that it makes you lose your strength, not your skill, not your quality.
Yeah.
So it's the only thing you lose by age is your strength. So which Quaresma shows yesterday, he doesn't need that strength to prove who he is. So he can score from anywhere. So I think that's what the quality shows us yesterday.
Oh, wow. Like he always say on this show that sometimes these teams are not concentrating. They lose focus a lot. And we saw that in the Portuguese match because they were on their way to topping the group and playing Russia instead of Uruguay. But then at the end of the day, they were unable to defend. And Iranian side came back, got a penalty, They utilize the opportunity, like we say here on this show, and then Portugal now is going to, they finish second in the group, and they're going to play
Russia.
Russia. No, they're going to play Uruguay.
Uruguay,
Actually.
okay.
Then Spain will play,
Play Russia.
Russia. Okay, let's talk about another team from this continent that is still waiting to get their first 3 points in a World Cup, and that is Egypt.
Hey, Egypt yesterday, I think they have the opportunity to go to grab their first 3 points in the World Cup, but they misused their chances.
Yeah.
And same for me again, the problem of their defender, Fatih. So it cost them the game against Iran. It cost them the game
No,
against
Egypt actually played against Uruguay.
Uruguay.
And Russia.
Okay, it cost them the game against
Russia.
Uruguay as well.
Um,
It was the one who made the last minute mistake. It was the one who caused them the penalty
The own
against
goal also.
own goal as well. So the same thing yesterday again. So it's the one who caused them that first goal attempt. So I don't know. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's just something that is happening to the African teams that are representing us in this year's World Cup. And you will see that with them, it's a very, it's just business as usual when it comes to conceding late goals or losing focus when they're when they are leading. And now we saw that with the Senegalese national team, who were unable to defend rather against Japan, you know, and then they threw away 3 points and were able to draw. And now they find themselves in a very precarious situation. And now we're talking about Uruguay also. Russia, we saw Russia in the group, and then like we said earlier, that one will argue though that they played against some of the lower teams, FIFA ranking teams in the tournament. But yesterday they tested themselves against
Uruguay
a team like Uruguay, who is very complete, and then we saw what happened to them. Do you think they will go further in this tournament
Like I
as
s-
the host?
like I said in the first match,
Yeah.
if you still remember in the first interview that I said they will get out of the group, but that will not take them to the final.
It won't.
So, but I know the round system might be their hand.
All right. On paper, everyone is saying that they're out already, meeting the almighty Spain.
But I would not say maybe they are out, 100% out, because the quality, the way Spain plays, still did not impress anyone. So if Russia can learn from the likes of Mexico, Switzerland, and mount defend very well
But do
against
they
Spain,
have such players?
that can
Do
score.
they have such players
Yes,
who will
they
play
have.
like the likes of Mexico?
Yes, they have the strikers. Those they are Yuris, they
Golovin
have
and all
Golovin
that,
can
yeah.
make things happen if they can hold. Because if Spain continue playing this kind of pattern, I don't see them.
But I'm just. This is just my own thoughts, though. I'm thinking, the Spanish side, we get better as the tournament progresses. If that is just my own view about that.
Yeah, we might think they will get better as tournament progresses. Remember, the opponent also, they are not coming to play.
Yeah.
So they also mean business.
So to you, the Russian side, you see them, if the Spanish side continue playing the way they play, then the Russian will have to
We
advance
have
over the Spanish
them. Because
side.
if you look
Oh,
at
wow.
Morocco yesterday, if not because of Morocco give away that lead, Morocco could have beaten Spain yesterday.
Okay.
And then Russia have more solid team for now compared to Morocco
In
this
terms of
tournament.
playing
in terms
together.
of playing together, in terms of
Alright.
attack, in terms of defending, they have more quality than
All
Morocco.
right, then let's talk about the Portuguese national team. I mean, it's a team with so much old, experienced players, with the likes of Pepe, they still playing very well. Quaresma, we saw that for the 34-year-old, and Cristiano Ronaldo himself is 33 years old now. And do you see that team like a team that will be able to get the victory that they need against Uruguayan side?
Yeah, against the Uruguayan side, Portugal might struggle. The reason why I'm saying this, most times I always compare the two teams because these are players who play in the same, they play
In
most
the
of the
same
same league.
Yeah.
So they understand themselves very well. If you look at the striker from Portugal, the striker from Uruguay, they both play in Spain.
Spanish league,
So, and defenders as well. Most of them, they play in Spain, which understand themselves very well. Pepe understand who Suarez is. The likes of their defender, this their number captain, Godin.
Okay.
also understands Ronaldo very well. So it's going to be a very difficult game. So I'm seeing draw. I'm seeing a penalty shootout kind of.
Anyway,
match.
it's possible. Anything is possible in Russia 2018. It's a World Cup. We've seen so much records being broken. We've seen a lot of records being set, including the host nation themselves setting the record. I mean, so to me, like I say to you, we have to be very careful when it comes to underestimating some of these teams. We don't underrate any team. Every team is proving to a lot of us that they indeed have a point to prove in this World Cup. And we're seeing that with the likes of Mexico. We're seeing it with the likes of Sweden. Even though Germany fought back to get 3 points against them, they proved to a lot of us that they're not just a walkover team in this tournament. All right, now today we're going to be talking about a match that everybody on this continent is waiting for. Every match that a lot of Nigerian fans, and we saw that in the previous match where Nigeria won against Iceland, and the fans, wow, they went crazy. A lot of them were doing things that we've never seen in in such a long time. And then we saw that happening during the Iceland-Nigeria match. And then today they are going to be playing against the almighty Argentina. And then a team that has decided that the coach cannot make the selection anymore is the players who are going to be making the selection. Is that going to be an advantage for the Nigerian Super Eagles tonight?
I don't see that being an advantage for Nigeria because no matter who is being selected or called upon in Argentina, they are a great star on the field.
Wait,
so,
sorry to cut you, but everyone listening, this guy has been against the African team. He never gave them a chance, although it is working in his favor. But how about if this guy is disappointed tonight and then beats Argentina?
It's not about working in my favor.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we analyze based on fact and reality.
Okay.
So if you have to now put faith or believe in a player, yes, we can do that. But right now in the studio, we are analyzing based on fact and what we have on ground. Like I said, no single player from Argentina that is a walkover player. So whoever is called upon today to play against Nigeria is a player.
Okay,
It's a professional.
okay.
on
This
his own.
is soccer, and in this tournament, like we said a lot of times, records are being broken. Although Nigeria has not beaten Argentina in a World Cup match before, so the records are in Argentina's favor. But we also see the Iceland drew against Argentina. Nigeria were able to beat them. We saw what Croatia played against Argentina. We see how disorganized the entire Argentina team is at the moment. So you don't see Nigeria taking advantage of that.
No, Nigeria. No, I'm not saying Nigeria cannot beat Argentina.
Okay.
The question you ask is if selecting a player is going to be to Nigeria advantage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That any player is called up from Argentina is a player.
But what do you see about
So,
the game
but
between
about the
Argentina and
game
Nigeria?
between Nigeria and Argentina, I believe if Nigeria can exploit the weakness of Argentina between 15, 20 minutes and get the first goal, then that will make them to be open. The same thing that Nigeria did against Iceland. So once you get the first goal, they will be open to come and score you. Then you can counter or use that to score
But-
them again.
okay, okay.
But if Nigeria decide to sit back in the first half, I'm not seeing Nigeria winning.
Okay,
the
which
match.
formation do you think that the two sides are going to use that the Nigeria stand a chance of winning the game tonight?
Because me, I'm seeing Argentina using 4-4-3.
Nigeria using the same
The
3-5.
same 3-5-2
Two.
that they use against Iceland. But if Nigeria can exploit that very well, and if a player like Mike can come to the party, if a player like Victor Moses also can do the same thing that he did in the second half of the against Iceland, then Amusa is fully fit. Sometimes he plays, sometimes
he's off.
So
Yeah.
and like I say, if the coach is wise enough not to start Igalo Iheanacho with Musa today, I think it might work in our favor.
But the coach might also think that because he used the same formation with the same players, he got the result he got against Iceland, which is a different team entirely. And then you're talking about playing the same players against Argentina. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just trying to buttress what you're saying. To me, I feel Iheanacho shouldn't play in that game. I see Musa and Igalo playing. But then if Iheanacho is going to play, he might not be the player that we're going to be relying upon to do the damage for us or cause Argentina.
But what's the point of playing a guy who cannot give us the results? At the end of the day, that means we are playing 10 against 11.
There are some players that their physical presence on the field, it's what is needed in a team for the team to win matches. Like you see Iheanacho on the day against Iceland. The thing is, he was there. he was disturbing the defenders. But then the experience of Musa then complemented him. Then we saw that winning the game. That won the game for the Super Eagles. Then tonight, you need a player who they're going to be able to complement each other, let them play together. Then he's bring the physical appearance, his physicality in the game matters. I don't know if
I
I'm making
understand.
sense.
And there's one thing that we need to be very careful of. You know, Argentina defender understand Musa very well. They know who Musa is.
Yet they are unable to
Yet
match him each
they
time
are-
they play.
Each time they play. So even in the friendly match, they were unable to match him. But I believe because of the requirement of this today match to them, what it's going to mean to them, I believe if we depend solely on Musa, we might not get the results we want. So the likes of Igalo, we can come if we try to play on the ground, if it's not working, then Igalo can use his physical presence to use his body to drop the ball down or use his head to take ball over their defender for somebody to come in behind.
But you see what I saw? What I saw in the Nigeria-Iceland match was that I saw a different team, a team that played and worked together. You know, I did not see a team where individuals are trying to display. You know, I saw a team working together. And then if you continue with the same thing, we need a continuity in the team. If the same work rate, the same attitude, the same determination, if they have that in today's game, then I see them. I don't see Argentina stopping them.
We might say we don't see Argentina stopping them because of the performance of Argentina so far in this tournament as well. But I would be very careful if I am able to advise the coach. I would prefer it tell the player to play the ball on ground instead of the hop ball or across. Because there's no way Musa can gain an area ball from any Argentina defense. There's no way Nacho can gain an area ball against. So they should rather play on the ground and then move, play a fast ball.
At the end of the day, I just feel anything that works for them, they should be able to do it. If that is going to make Africans proud, and is going to give them the opportunity of progressing to the next stage in the World Cup. To me, that is just what I feel. Because what happened against, not that they were too fantastic against Iceland, but then the result came in their favor because they worked together. We did not see the Mike being everywhere in the field trying to do all the job. We did not see the Moses. Moses was actually drafted to the right position where he plays for Chelsea. And we saw the result in that game. So tonight, to me, deep down, everyone knows that, a lot of us believe that Argentina is going to win the game. But we are just analyzing it the way we feel if the Super Eagles are going to be able to stick to the same formation and then have the same determination. Because the zeal is what we need in each player for them to be able to win a match. You know?
Nigeria will actually need their defense and their midfield today more than their attacking. Because if we still get the draw, also we will still progress as well. So I would rather prefer we use more of all our midfielders should work in hand with the defense as well.
But any coach who has been studying the Argentina national team should be able to understand that in this tournament so far, with the two matches they played, we've seen that they'll be playing defenders and strikers. There's nothing in the midfield. So if anyone can be able to use that against them, like Nigeria, for instance, we have Ndidi, who is playing very well. We have Mike, we have a table, you know. If they are going to be able to work very well in the midfield.
I actually have my reservation against the table, so I don't know. Maybe people.
No, he might not. He might not.
People might say it's fine, but I would have preferred somebody like Nazi to play today with Ndidi.
No, can I tell you?
That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but
because if you need to face the likes of Mascherano with physical strength, we don't need a soft player against those midfielder.
Otetobo actually is not soft. He's a player that I like so much because he is very mobile, energetic. He's been playing in the midfield so far. He has been the only player who is giving the likes of Mike and Ndidi. You saw in that game the shot Ndidi was playing. That was because there was somebody who was holding the midfield down for him.
But
so
Onasi has been doing that as well for the Super Eagles.
But then he dropped. He dropped. And now, okay, I agree with what you're saying, but to me, I just feel a table for me is a player that we need in that midfield. Because the player who is very mobile, who is energetic, like we said earlier, who is a player who can be able to mark players one-on-one. He has been doing it. You might not see his work rate, but then he is working for the team.
Okay.
You know, in the midfield.
Like I said, my opinion, I look at Argentina midfield. They are kind of person who strong player with their physical strength.
We
Yes,
overpower
overpower.
them.
And once you
Yeah.
allow them to take that away from you, then you expose your defense to the likes of Messi, Aguero, or Higuain. So I feel like somebody who can
Because,
put there. So the only player that I see in Nigerian team that can do that is Onasi.
no, because
For Mike to now be able to move
but
forward.
we have a player in a table, and Mike and Ndidi who have done it against Iceland. We want to argue. No, you might argue that
yes,
Iceland is a different team.
different team. We're talking about
No,
Argentina.
it's a different team. I agree with you, but then a different team that was able to get a result about the opponent that they are playing against today. You know, so you understand the Iceland team. One good thing about them, they have the likes of Sigurdsson in the midfield, who are very good. They are working tirelessly in the midfield just to make sure they support the strikers.
Yes.
And we saw they got the result against Argentina. And one thing about the Argentina side that has been their weakness in the team is the midfield. The midfield, the supply is not coming. That's why we don't see Messi playing.
And
You understand?
that's what I'm talking about now. If you look at Croatia team, Rakitic was the main reason Argentina could not operate in the midfield in that their game. So the likes of their captain Modric was just able to move forward, able to attack. That's what I expect Nigerians to do today. The likes of Onazi and Ndidi should hold the midfield the same way Rakitic
but
did,
you have,
and then allow Mike to be able to move
I agree
more.
with what you're saying, but then when you have three midfielders, the formation Nigeria is playing, if they're going to stick with the same formation and the continuity is there in the team, that is to say that they're going to have the 3-5-2. So the five, you actually have 7 players who are defending, who are also supporting in the
I'm
midfield.
actually saying my thought is if Mike can now go forward to 8th position and then let Ndidi and
We need
Onazi.
Mike to be in front of defenders, to protect the defenders because of his experience. Then you need the mobility of the likes of Ndidi and a table. Which, if a table can go against Mascherano, I guarantee you 200% that he's going to win the ball because that guy is tired. So we need such people in the midfield.
Okay, let's just wait for the match to start.
Will I be fair to get your prediction for this game?
For this game, Nigeria and Argentina draw.
Draw match. Well, I don't know. You've been very good at predicting matches on the show
Draw.
so far.
But if I have to choose otherwise, Argentina win.
I'll be going with, I'm sorry, but I'll be going with Argentina to win that game 2-1.
And Argentina to win
Yeah.
2-1. So that means Nigeria, you're seeing Nigeria not winning.
No. Are you?
That's what I said. That's what I said. If I have to be in Nigeria and an African, I'll say draw.
All right.
But if I have to be realistic, Argentina will win.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Yep. And to our viewers out there, you're still watching your World Cup special with me, Emmanuel Kurada, where we say we're going to be bringing every opportunity missed, every opportunity utilized. We're going to be bringing every controversial decision. We're going to be bringing every action that is taking place. And tonight, we're going to be watching Nigeria versus Argentina. It's a match a lot of us are expecting because on this continent, we only have 2 teams left that we're looking up to, that is Senegal and Nigeria playing tonight. So our hopes are on these 2 teams. I will be praying that they do us proud here on this continent. The actions, we're going to be bringing everything that is coming from that game tomorrow to you, and we'll be talking about a lot more on the World Cup special. Thank you for watching. See you again tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Say goodbye.